This is the introduction of Jawid Danish's book. Jawid's book, Long Way from Home, was published on February 2023. The book covers Jawid's journey from Afghanistan to Finland as a 12 years old. The introduction starts. My name is Jawid. I came to Europe as a refugee from Afghanistan, and I have been living in Finland for the past 2 years. In many ways, I am the luckiest of those who made the journey. I am a student in an international school in Helsinki. I have found a mother. I have many friends who are Finnish, Afghan, and from all over the world. I live in a comfortable home and have all the food and clothes that I need. I can see my future, 3 more years of high school and then a good university and a professional career in front of me. I have seen the other side too, a friend who deported himself back to Afghanistan, and many refugees who have been unwillingly deported back to Afghanistan to face violence and even death. Victoria Square in Athens is filled with lost souls wandering around, lost because they have been in Europe for several years and have not yet taken even the first steps towards integration, and now are without hope. There are many students who have not been able to resume their disrupted education, and families who are separated by bureaucratic rules at a time when they are all so vulnerable. And yet even I, the luckiest of the lucky, sometimes have trouble figuring out who I am. How do I combine the 6-year-old boy who had walked cows up to pasture in the mountains outside of my little Afghan village with the 16-year-old who is learning to ice skate on the outdoor rinks of Helsinki? How do I talk to my brothers, still in that village, and describe to them my life when they have no way to really comprehend many of the things I want to tell them? How can I describe my life at school to my sister when we are talking after a Taliban attack just happened in the street outside her home? How can I explain to people who I am when as soon as they hear I'm a refugee, they have images of people getting off the boats in Lesvos or Chios or Samos and don't understand that, although those boat trips may have been the most terrifying part of the journey for people who didn't know how to swim, those boat trips were just the final steps after months and months of frightening border crossings, long hikes through snow-covered mountains or through deserts of unbearable heat, of cramped trips in cars and pickup trucks, of imprisonment and of threats, and of hunger and thirst. And so, I am writing this book. I want to remember all the things that happened to me on my journey from Afghanistan to Europe. I was just 12 when I left, and now at 16, already I am forgetting some of the things I lived through. Another reason is to describe my life to my classmates, teachers, friends, and even to psychologists I have worked with, since none of them has the background information to really understand what I have gone through. Writing this book has also been a source of therapy for me, allowing me to remember the things I have gone through and face them, accept them, and incorporate them into my psyche. But the biggest reason is to join my voice to the voices of others who have written books, made films, written poems, drawn pictures, and made paintings in an effort to let the world know what this experience has been. I want people to know our stories and accept us as the complicated people we are, just as all human beings are, exceptional perhaps because we have experienced some of the most extreme things that people can experience. And yet, what we want is what all people want, to live in peace, with dignity, and hope. It seems that my life will unfold on the continent of Europe, and I'm grateful for that. But I can't forget my family and friends in Afghanistan, and I want them to have the same possibility of dignity and hope for a future in an Afghanistan at peace. Because most of all, I miss my home and want to see the suffering of all the people there end.